There are 5 cookware names sitting on kitchen shelves at every store right now that will be gone in 5 years. 2 are fighting class action lawsuits over what is really in their coatings. 2 were absorbed by conglomerates that ship the factory overseas. 1 is no longer a company at all, just a logo for rent. The boxes still look fine. The names still look like the ones your mother trusted. But the company that used to stand behind each of them has either filed paperwork in a federal courthouse or shipped its tooling to a contract supplier overseas. Today, I name every one of them: the settlement, the bankruptcy date, the corporate parent, and the heritage maker that will quietly fill the empty shelf. I walked the cookware aisle of 3 major stores to build this list. We are counting down from the least certain at the top to the most certain at the bottom. Number 5 is probably in a cabinet in your kitchen right now. The pattern that connects all 5 is the same one that connects the replacements, just inverted. Stay with me to the end, and I will show you the math on what these dying names actually cost you. Number 5, Hexclad. If you watch the ceramic pan video on this channel, you already know the chemistry. Hexclad has the lowest 5-year survival odds of any well-funded company on this list. In early 2026, a California court signed off on a class action settlement against the company for marketing its cookware as non-toxic and PFAS-free, while the non-stick layer contained PTFE. The settlement alone will not kill the brand. The Gordon Ramsay endorsement is real, and the marketing budget is deep enough to keep boxes on shelves for years. What kills Hexclad is the rest of the industry watching that lawsuit and quietly stripping the same claims off their own boxes before the next class action lands. The category is consolidating around honest material claims: real ceramic, cast iron, carbon steel, tri-ply stainless with the metallurgy printed on the box. A pan that is mostly silicone polymer, a little aluminum, and a lot of marketing gets washed out by the next regulatory cycle. Replace the Hexclad 10-inch with a Lodge cast iron skillet at $25, iron poured in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee since 1896. You are not buying a hybrid miracle. You are buying iron that gets better every year while the hybrid flakes. Number 4, Green Pan. Green Pan built its entire identity on being the original healthy ceramic non-stick, the brand that promised you could ditch Teflon without ditching convenience. The problem is structural, and every independent reviewer now documents it. The Thermalon ceramic coating that makes Green Pan has a usable lifespan of 1 to 3 years before the non-stick simply stops releasing. High heat, metal utensils, and a dishwasher cycle accelerate the decline. The brand sits in the mid-tier price bracket, $50 to $100 per pan, which means you are paying a premium for a surface engineered to wear out faster than the cheap stuff. As shoppers wise up to the replacement cycle, the brand's shelf space contracts. A ceramic pan that dies in 2 years cannot survive a market that has started reading the fine print. Replace it with a Misen carbon steel pan around $65, nitrided carbon steel that performs like non-stick but lasts decades. You are not buying a coating with an expiration date. You are buying a surface that improves with seasoning. Number 3, Calphalon. Calphalon invented hard anodized cookware in 1968, and for a generation it was the pan serious home cooks bought when they could not afford all clad. Then it was absorbed by Newell, the conglomerate that owns dozens of housewares names, and the manufacturing moved overseas. Independent comparisons now flag the same recurring problems: non-stick coatings that degrade early, knife edges that dull fast, an unbalanced feel that betrays the cost-cutting. Calphalon still will not clearly disclose where most of its cookware is made. The brand survives on legacy recognition and department store placement, both shrinking. When the name no longer guarantees the quality it was built on, the shelf space follows the reputation down. Replace it with Made in Stainless or a Tramontina tri-ply set. Both deliver the construction Calphalon used to stand for with published materials. You are not buying hard anodized heritage. You are buying a confidentiality agreement about a factory in another country. Number 2. Anolon. Anolon was the brand that promised the best of non-stick, thick, hard anodized aluminum that was supposed to be dishwasher safe and built to last, a step up from the flimsy coated pans at the discount store. It is owned by Meyer Corporation, the conglomerate whose parent company sits in Hong Kong and whose factories run in China and Thailand. Two problems are closing in on the brand at once. First, Anolon's core innovation was never even patented. Competitors copied the hard anodized, non-stick technology immediately, stripping away the only thing that made the brand special. Second, and more damaging, a class action in 2024 alleged that Anolon pans marketed in all capital letters as PFOA-free actually contained PFOA plus 11 additional PFAS chemicals when independently lab tested. A brand whose technology is no longer unique and whose central safety claim is under legal fire is a brand running out of reasons to exist. In 2026, Meyer went on the offensive and sued a smaller, non-toxic competitor, the move of a conglomerate defending shrinking ground, not one that is winning. Replace Anolon with a Misen or Made in Stainless pan that publishes its construction, or a carbon steel pan that needs no coating at all. You are not buying a healthier non-stick. You are buying a coating claim a courtroom is currently taking apart. Number 1. Farberware Cookware. This is the one most likely to surprise you because the name is everywhere. On pots, air fryers, knife blocks, coffee makers, in every discount aisle in America. That ubiquity is exactly the symptom. Farberware was founded in the Bronx in 1900 and built its reputation on stainless steel pots families ran for 40 years. The manufacturing company that made them is long gone. Today, the name is a licensing property, sliced up and rented out across dozens of product categories to manufacturers who have nothing to do with the original company. No single factory stands behind it. No founder's family signs off on the steel. The name appears on so many unrelated products precisely because the owner monetizes the logo, not the craftsmanship. A brand that is everywhere and made by no one in particular is a brand in its final phase, the cash harvest phase, right before the licensees move on to the next dead name. Replace it with a Tramontina tri-ply set, or for stainless that will outlive you, a heritage steel set made in Clarksville, Tennessee. You are not buying Farberware. You are buying a logo somebody is leasing by the quarter. Now look at the whole list one more time. Hexclad, Greenpan, Calphalon, Anolon, Farberware. 5 names, 5 different ways to disappear. One common shape. Every single one answers to an investor group or a conglomerate, a housewares holding company, a Hong Kong parent, a licensing operation. Not one of them is still run by the family whose name or vision built it. Everyone runs through a contract supplier or a licensing deal, far from whatever bench or foundry the product was first made on. The brands that fill the empty space share the opposite shape. Lodge still pours iron in Tennessee. Heritage Steel is still family-run in Clarksville. Anchor Hawking still presses glass in Lancaster, Ohio. Made In and Misen publish their materials and stand behind them. A family or a closely held group on the board, a factory they actually own, and a product that has held its shape since the founder died. Here is the math nobody at the register will hand you. A Hexclad 10-inch pan at $150, replaced every 2 years for 2 decades, costs a household around $1,500. A Lodge cast iron skillet at $25, used for the same 2 decades, costs $25, and the lodge gets better the longer it sits on the stove. The dying brands cost more even at the lower sticker price. They always do, because the replacement cycle is the product. Walk to your cabinet tonight, pull out the pan nearest to you, turn it over, read the manufacturer name on the bottom, not the brand on the front. Read the country of origin. That is where the real story is. My grandmother kept a single cast iron skillet on the back burner for as long as I can remember. Black slick from decades of seasoning. She never once thought of it as cookware. It was just the pan. It outlasted 3 of the shiny non-stick sets my mother bought and threw away across the same years. That skillet is in my kitchen now, and it still works exactly the way it did when she was using it. The pans my mother kept replacing are all in a landfill somewhere. The one nobody thought twice about is the one that survived. 5 years from now, the cookware aisle will look different. 5 of these names will be missing, and 5 heritage names will have quietly filled the space they left. The replacements will feel like what was always supposed to be there. Which of these 5 is on your stove or in your cabinet right now, and which would surprise you most if it was gone next year? Tell me in the comments. I read every one.